Oh, God!
You alright? Go. It's too slow. You know what?
Oh, God!
You alright? Go. Hello, and welcome to another edition of It's Anything Can Happen Day. We've had a few weeks off where I had surgery on my hand. After years of being a newspaper reporter, my hands finally gave out and I had to have a little surgery. But we're back now, back in the saddle, getting ready to go do a little camping trip near Gatlinburg. It's a Greenbrier Campground, I think is what it's called. And it's about 4 miles from Gatlinburg. We came here on a scouting mission a few months ago, and I actually did a video on that. And even though it was good, it was nice, it looked nice, we're like, yeah, this is nice, maybe someday. But Lynn's sister-in-law saw the video and she said, we gotta stay there, we like it. So they booked a slot and we decided to come stay with them, and my turn is coming up here. So we're gonna stay here and check it out. It's right on a creek, a real pretty place. And we're close to Gatlinburg, so we don't know what we're going to get into, but you'll find out when we find out. You want to film?
Nope. There's Jerry, so I think we're at Gatlinburg.
What's our number?
208.
Okay. I guess we go in this way, huh? Okay, that's 212, 203, 204. Maggie panting as usual. 206, what was our number? Ah, right there. Okay, I got it back in, so we'll check you back here in a second. Okay, here we are. We've got the camper all unloaded. Been sitting around for a little while. And there's Lynn over at Jerry's campsite. You can see her sitting in the chair resting. There's Maggie. And then we're not next door, but we're 2 doors down from them. And that's our campsite. And this is Greenbrier campsite. Look at this big field that they have. I would have put some campsites over here if it was me. But they got a little soccer thing there and a volleyball. And they've got cornhole boards for people to use. I guess you got to bring your own bean bags. I'll show you our campsite. Maggie, she got me wound around. Come over here, Maggie. She wants to go see her mommy. So we don't have a neighbor on this side, but come on, Maggie. Pretty nice little campsite. Maggie made a duty. And the garbage you go. Okay, so this is our campsite. Charging up my battery operated impact wrench battery. It's not bad. It's got a fire pit, grill. Grill's kind of close to your neighbor's camper. I thought that's kind of unusual, but not a bad little campsite. But this is what you come to enjoy over here. Maggie comes to pee on stuff. Creek. A real nice, pretty nice creek here. We're about 5 miles from Gatlinburg in Sevier County, Tennessee. It is April 30th. So the weather is perfect. Maggie, let's go look at the creek. A couple of weeks ago we were camping in near Irwin, Tennessee. Technically it's in Jonesboro, but it's closer to Irwin. And there was a pond there, and I caught some fish, but I don't think this is going to be a fishing vacation. I don't see any holes. Of course, I might be wrong. Maggie, she goes the wrong way every time and gets me turned around. Okay. A little bit of a nature trail behind the campsites. What have we here? Maybe this is a fishing area after all. All right. There's some deep water here for jumping in. People over there fishing. Well, that creek's a lot bigger than I thought it was. So that was just an island. Looks like a good place to come swim over there. There's a little deep spot where you can jump in and get wet. Yeah, this is pretty.
We got new neighbors. Mr. Johnson go around. Yeah. Who are they, you know? I met them.
All right, I've been fishing a long time. I've never seen a bass this dark. Am I just not worldly enough, or is this common? I don't know, but this is my third fish I've caught in this creek here. But they're biting. But there's big trout in this creek too that they're not biting. So we're gonna try and get those later this evening. There's some big old rainbow trout in here. My worm is right on him, but he is not interested. I can see it. I don't think you can see it, but I can see it. But I'll tell you something. I think that they're going to be hungry for him later, because I don't know if you can see that big old rainbow trout. Here he comes back, swooping around. He's just been kind of lazing there all day. He ain't hungry right now, but he will be later. You see him? All right, I caught me a good sized trout there. It's hard to video and fish at the same time, so I wasn't able to capture that moment, but you can see the picture. It was a pretty good sized fish. And one thing that I've learned about trout, I think this is the first trout I've ever caught. I've always been kind of a bass, bluegill type guy, but trout, having watched them in this clear water and watched they don't want it unless the other fish want it. When the other little fish are going after it, that's when they get interested. And if he strikes at it and you don't set the hook and it gets out of his mouth, he goes after it. They like the chase. So that's two things that I've learned about trout, because I've been sitting here watching them all day. They've not gone for my bait until the little ones went after it, and then they wanted it. So they're just like fish. I mean, trout are just like humans in many ways. They like the chase, and they don't want something unless somebody else wants it. Sorry, my friend, didn't mean to hurt you. There he is. I call him Irvin. Swerving Irvin. All right, I'm not supposed to do this, but I think he prefers that to the alternative of... Stop it. I'll let you loose here. Are you videoing? I'll let you loose in here in a second. Okay, this is fish number 5. This is bass number 4. Then I had the rainbow which I'll superimpose that photo. I need to let him go. He's about to hurt himself. But we're in the Little Pigeon River using night crawlers. Stop. I'll let you go here in a second. We're gonna have to do this the hard way since he won't let me grab his mouth. There you go, buddy. Oh, I bet that's too slow. You know what?
Oh, God!
You alright? Golly. You better be careful. You can end up in the lake. Alright.
He's gone. Just put your line going back in.
Okay, here's bass number 5, fish number 6. But this is the biggest bass I've caught so far. Let go. Let go, my friend. Biggest bass I've caught so far. Ah, let's have to do it like this. He won't let me grab him. Stop. I can't grab you without hooking myself. Alright, there you go. Are you ready? Go back and reproduce. I'm no expert, but it kind of favors a copperhead.
Yeah, that's what it is. That's a copperhead.
Oh yeah.
There's a water box.
Oops, I caught a fish while the snake was coming by. Well, I caught a fish while the snake was coming by and can't hold my... Yeah. Everybody, I got my camera in my hand and it's
You got a nice little spot there. I guess you got a little deep hole right there.
Yeah, they like those rocks. This is my 6th smallmouth, and I got 2 trout so far.
That's pretty good.
I want to catch one more rainbow. Have the hat trick.
Could you kind of any size?
Oh yeah, they were good. They were eating size, definitely.
I didn't realize the little fishing pole you're using.
Yeah, I wasn't planning on fishing. This happened to be in my truck,
Oh.
and I went and bought some hooks and some worms and decided to give it a try. My real fishing pole is at home.
It's working.
Yeah.
Evidently that's a fishing pole. You're doing all right with it.
My little backup.
They don't care what kind of pole you got,
No.
what kind of bait you got.
Yep. All right, it's Sunday morning, so we've got to go back home tonight. We got here Friday afternoon and spent all day Saturday, which was for me spent fishing, and we didn't even go to Gatlinburg. We never go to Gatlinburg unless we really have to. We went out to eat. I got prime rib at that, I forget the name of that place, Chandelier, I don't know what it was called, Champale. Then that was Friday. Then Saturday we went to a sandwich store, and I'll show you some photos of that. It was actually pretty good. It was not in Gatlinburg. It was on a little road that has a bunch of craft stores, and it was like a circle of shops with condos on the second floor and shops on the ground floor, and it was a little sandwich shop called the Split Rail. And so if you're going to Gatlinburg and you don't want to and you're staying outside of town and you don't want to get in the traffic, look up Split Rails, and excellent sandwiches. And they had this thing called a tater tot bowls, where they put, well, what I had was a Greek tater tot bowl, which is kind of like a gyro meat and the cucumber sauce over top of tater tots. Simple but genius. So anyways, we're getting ready to load up and leave, and all I did yesterday was fish, and Lynn and her brother and sister-in-law sat and watched the little creek. But I thought before we left, I gotta take the garbage to dump it, so I would show you this campground. We are on the overflow, which is just on the outside of the main campground. Which I prefer, because the main campground is real nice and it's got better amenities. Parks, you know, like playground stuff and stuff for the kids, but it's a little cramped. These spots are a lot more spread out, a lot wider. And that's the entrance into the main campground, Greenbrier. And I give this campground 4 stars, by the way. Park area, playground stuff. And over here, campsites, and they're all on the creek. Every campsite on the outer circle is on the creek. Oh, looks like they're getting ready to have a church. Excuse me, I'd love to go, but we don't have time. I'm going to do this little tour and then we got to go. But there you see the little campsites. They're a little bit tighter over here too, but they're all on the creek. And that creek was great. I caught some good fish on that creek. It was kind of cold. This is May 1st, May 2nd. So you don't expect it to be swimming warm yet. And it was right around 70s, or high 60s, maybe around 70 degrees. So it wasn't quite jumping in the creek weather yet, but it was a nice creek with some big holes. And here is, if you have a golf cart, you pull in here, and this is the swimming hole. And a little beach. Oh, and they have teepees and tents for rent also. And I'll show you the teepee and tent area. But so they've got a neat little swimming hole area, and there's also fishing. Good fishing holes here too, as I said earlier. Yeah, a little cabin too. So you're pulling out the fishing hole area. And this part of the campground is an island, actually. So you can see this is where the wider part of the creek is, and where we're camped, which is over there, is where the more narrow part of it. Well, this is an island, and they've got tent camping in there. All right, we just dumped the garbage, and you can see those campers right there along that tree line. That's on the small creek, which is where we're camped on. And our campers are across the creek right there. Okay, so that's the 10-cent tour of Greenbrier, and then I'll show you where we are in relation to the main campground. Go over the bridge, over the little creek. That's our creek where our camper is. Greenbrier. And then over here, I guess you would call this overflow, but I prefer it. I prefer being out here. Even though you're next to the road, but I didn't really hear the road. I heard the creek at night. Jerry and Nikki's camper. We had somebody between us from Belleville, Illinois, but they left this morning. And up here is where the teepees are. They have teepees for rent also, which is kind of cool. So we'll go up here and show you that. There's the dog. There's the dog walk. There's the host, campground host. There's the teepees. So you can rent a teepee and spend the night in the teepee. Cool. They got a playground right by the teepees. And then over here, that is where the tent camping is. It's like everybody's packing up, gotta go home. It's about 10 o'clock or 9 o'clock, and they got a 11 o'clock checkout. But a lot of camping, a lot of tent camping going on. But if I was in the tent area, and they're right on the creek too, I would want a golf cart because that way you can get to all the swimming hole amenities and all that stuff. And that's a giant bathhouse right there on the back side where the teepees are in the tent area. That's a giant bathhouse. So. And they have individual stalls, so you don't have to go in there and shower with a bunch of strangers. You just open your own door up and do your business. And over there is the teepees on the other side. And then there's the camp host on duty, doing a good job, dog run, and coming back out into the camper area. Greenbrier was a nice little campground with some serious creek, river. Oh, it's right on the little Pigeon River, by the way, about 5 miles from Gatlinburg. But we had some serious creek action, and it was caught 6 smallmouths and 2 rainbow trouts. So it was a darn good trip. I highly recommend Greenbrier. So we're getting ready to get loaded up and get out of here. So we're gonna go ahead and sign off. Until next time. It's Anything Can Happen Day. We'll see you next time. Okay, another quick note. We're staying in number 208 is our campsite. And we have a pretty good access down to the creek, but there's little trails, but it's steep. My knees didn't care for it too good. So there's 209, our neighbors that left. But I think, in my opinion, the best campsite here is what Lynn's brother Jerry lucked up on. 210? 210. Because look at this access here. Easy access right from his little campsite. Nice, wide. It ain't flat, but it's not straight up and down like a couple of them are, like right behind our campsite. And this takes you right to the good fishing hole too. And I'm going to give up my secret. The good fishing hole. Come here, Maggie. She just is beside herself with joy. She loves being here. Okay. So there's the split, the little Pigeon River, where it splits. And that's the creek that goes through by our campsite. Or the creek, I say the creek. The portion that goes by our campsite right there. And the main campground is on that island. Maggie is getting tangled up in a tree limb. Maggie. What happened here? This wasn't here yesterday. Okay. So this is kind of where we sat, or they sat yesterday. And you can see there's the bigger part of the Split River right there. And over here is the good fishing hole. Right there. You can see that big rock there sticking out. And all in here. Maggie, over here. So I caught, using night crawlers, I caught 6 smallmouths and 2 trout in about 2 hours. And I probably could have caught a lot more, but we had to go out and eat. Get out of there, Maggie. There's bound to be snakes in there. So I wanted to show you my super secret fishing hole. If you come up here and you want to catch a fish, this is it. Look who's getting in the water. Are you crazy? She lost her marbles. That dog never gets in the water. Maggie, what are you doing? Now what are you gonna do? You're trapped. Oh, she said trapped nothing. Well, you know that's a good wading, splashing playing creek if Maggie goes into it on her own without being forced. Yeah, there's the split right there where I was just at. So, and there's the island where the main campground is. And this is the creek behind our camper. It's a good little creek we're playing in. Get the kids in here and just turn them loose.